Morning, good afternoon, good evening. How is everybody?
Oh, just wonderful, wonderful.
Absolutely. And I am still mobile and I'm still out in the field working. And so, but I'm going to set up my phone desk. I'm going to go off video. I don't want to be distracted. But so, as how was everybody's weekend? We have some great news. We had a great meeting last week at the Condita building at Georgia Tech. We will definitely be returning to that building as uh, those who attended the formation, as we intend to bring a green building of that nature to this area um, that's much needed, and formalize the partnership and continuing to work towards that goal. And that is the ultimate goal that we are planning to achieve uh, with this collective mindset and group here. And so, as I just love the future. I love what we're getting ready to do because we are world history makers, y'all. And so, as that's what we're going to be talking about, particularly going forward in the future. And this is in the forms of workforce development and what the team has brought to the table as the first ever. Now we're going to the accreditation process uh, through the post-secondary Act of 1990. And so to have all of these courses accredited, and we do have a isometric training center that is the educational format that we're going through with this. So um, I'm excited about that, what we have, and the new courses started last week. I think we have reached capacity at on the class for Thursday. Um, the secondary course on Tuesday, I think, is not filled up. But however, um, Ms. Lever can provide more information to that as she's handling the enrollment of the courses. And matter of fact, Tamika, did you want to say anything about that while we're on that topic?
Good evening, everyone. It is a 6-week class, which the first week has occurred. You're only allowed to miss one class. So if there is someone who is interested in coming this week, they would have to be there this week and not miss any more classes. We have allocated to have about 20 people in each class. So 22 people showed up Thursday and for Thursday, and I think 13 showed up for Tuesday. So we do have a couple of more spots available if someone wants to come. Thursday is Electrical 101, and Tuesdays is conduit bending. And for those of you who don't know what conduit bending is, it's those poles that go all the way across the wall to the outlet. If you're like in the industrial kind of building, you can see everything. And then if you are in a building that put up the drywall and everything, then you just see the outlet. So the conduit building is the poles and everything that help run the electrical to the outlet. So both classes are 6 weeks. You get a certificate at the end. We have a little graduation ceremony for you. And we are working on additional classes that are going to be coming out this year throughout the fiscal year between October and September. In addition to the electrical, we are working on carpentry, and we are working on HVAC and potentially plumbing. Class is 6:30 to 8:30 at Burdette Gym.
Absolutely. So there you have it. Now, so, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just say that's first ever in the world to offer this to the Parks and Recreation. And I'm gonna say this again. The first ever in the world ever. And so, and where we made it at is on Burdette Road. Now they have a church on there they call World Changes. But it had nothing to do with that though. But I'm just saying we have changed the world, people. And that is a fact. Absolute. And so, but come out this Friday, as we will be having our Purple Heart celebration and celebration for World Senior Citizen Day as well. And so if you know any Purple Hearts, tell them to come on out. All you seniors are very welcome to come out. It's going to be a party for you all. And, I have asked for us to have, because it's a celebration, and so for us to have libations that are able to be there as well, but through a third party. And so we're just still working on that permit to get that usage, and I believe we'll have it. So, and for those who might get too little tipsy, whatever, we're gonna have a service that provides to get you and your car home at no charge. And so I'm just looking forward to it. It's and this is gonna be it's a long week. We have our meeting tomorrow where the millage rate is gonna stay the same. So I'm voting for the millage rate to stay the exact same. And so, but your property values have went up. So do everybody believe that's a good thing? I do. Anybody? I'm not hearing from nobody.
Yep.
Y'all don't.
Yep.
Y'all happy y'all property values went up? And so that must mean, that it ain't a time to sell, I can tell you that. So, but those who choose to, hey, that's their business decision. But I will say this, sell the house and not the land. So you can buy the house, but you'll keep the land. So make a land lease to you. And so you can always take the money and build another house on your land. So I would say that. But I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from you, the people. Talk to me. I'm listening. Anything else? Anything on your mind? Anything you want to express? Hello?
Well, Councilman, this is Chandra. Hi, everyone. Last week I had the misfortune of catching a young man dump illegally at the end of the street. Unfortunately for me, fortunate for him, I was unable to capture his tag number. However, I did go trash digging, and the needless to say, the individual was basically dumping recyclables. So this repeat that. He was dumping recyclables. So it was in a trash bag, and it was recyclable items. This, I mean, I could find the humor in it, kind of, sort of now, but it really wasn't, and it truly still isn't humorous. He decided to dump illegally on Thursday. Thursday is trash day. This individual must have passed 20 trash cans to drive to the end of the street, pop the trunk, and walk out, swinging his trash bag, heading towards the wood line, and get back in his vehicle and drive back up the street. So it was irritating for me. I wasn't home at the time, but I wanted to catch him. And to be honest with y'all, I was gonna light his ass up. And that's just me being totally honest.
Well, That's one of the reasons why we need that green building. Recyclable building coming out of Burdette. And so, and then two is we can educate people on the advantages of recycling. And three, I want to know if he lives in the city. Because if he had a whole bag of recyclables, you have to have a separate trash can to put the recyclables in. So they must do it at their house. Somebody told him to get rid of it, but he decided to go dump it illegally. But it's recyclable. And just educate him or them on a place that they're currently, there's a place in College Park that you can go dump it. You ain't got to do all that. There's a lot of energy that takes place. They can just go over there and put it in that College Park facility. But secondly, he knows the area. That's how you know to come back there and just dump it. And so that's one of the things that it's unfortunate they didn't get that tag because we would have loved to run that tag. To get that, to find out who they are, where they come from. And if they're in the city, then that would be a shame because that means we've let people need more education. And so we can never start educating people on the dangers of that and why the green building that for that is important. And a segue to lead into this Saturday, after this Friday, we're having an amnesty day. So from 10 to 2, bulk waste day at Burdette Park. So come and shredding events. So come and get rid of your bulk waste and anything else you want to get rid of. And so do everybody on the call know about that? And has everybody on the call shared that?
I knew
I
about
I
it.
didn't
hear
know
an
about
answer.
it. I didn't know.
You didn't know about it?
I did not. Did you say shredding would be available?
That's what they told me. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And why I'm online, you guys, can you possibly tell me when you walking down Fellwood where the sidewalk is on the side by the elementary school, who do we contact to cut? You can't walk up under there because all the trees, the hanging limbs from the trees, they cut your face up. They're so long hanging down on the sidewalk.
Well, that is the school's property and school's responsibility. So last year we had talked to Public Works and they had contact with the school and the school did it. I will make that same contact again. And this time I'll also call your contact representative for the school board is Kim Dove. And so that the request is that's the school board, the school's responsibility as to that's their property. And so, but we will make sure that we get that handled appropriately because that needs to be handled. Because y'all there's couple of walking clubs that walk by there every day.
And it eats you up going when you have to, you want to be on that side of the street so you don't have to cross over and you go down and it eats your face up. The limbs are so long.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so we will get that taken care of. And this week is also qualifying week for starting today. For anybody who wants to seek a position on 1, 3, 5, and 7, you're on this call presumably will be in District 5. The election is November the 5th. So that's this week.
Will they have early voting?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I'm pretty sure that will. When that's released, if it has not already been released, we'll shoot that out to you and let the people know. But their early voting will be taking place, though. Anybody?
That's a healthy and stacked agenda that I'm looking at here.
Oh, isn't it though? What do you see down there? You have any questions about it?
No, I'm just looking at the what's on the agenda regarding EMS and I'm assuming the hospital, since I think it was Southern Regional or South. It rolled up now. I don't see it. Can you enlighten us on?
You have a specific question?
No, I just well, what is the proposal?
What they about the hospital authority?
Yes.
That East Point, they have already has a certificate of that designation that you have to have. I don't know why it's escaping me. But however, East Point already possessed it because the hospital was out currently that closed emergency room that is in East Point.
Yeah.
And so having a hospital authority, we will be able to go off of their certification and attract another hospital in the region that want to come out and ask, and have for a hospital or things of that nature, particularly with an emergency room, a trauma center, on equivalent level of a Piedmont Fayette or a Grady Hospital. And so that gives the authority to act on that designation to bring a hospital to this region.
Awesome.
So that's what we've been working on for the last, I want to say like 8.5 months. And so I think it's a great idea. And now it's about funding. And I feel like if we can find funding for a lot of other things, I think we can find funding for a hospital because that's a need. And so that's based on a needs assessment. That's not a wants assessment. And I think that the amount of the aging population here is, calls for it. And so, in an emergency situation, we would love to have somewhere where it's closer. As we said, because we all know minutes and seconds count. So we do want to just look and say, I champion it. Just let me say that. I'm for it.
And we are too.
Yeah, I'm for it as well.
I'm definitely.
Right. And when there's a funding issue, I mean, legitimately, we can find funds. That's not, it's a no-brainer to me, but we just we'll find out and see what, and just stay tuned. There's more information to come about it as it gets flushed out, and then more details are to go about with that. Anything else? Anybody else?
When will this meeting with this agenda be taking place? I missed that.
Tomorrow, 4 p.m.
4 p.m. on Zoom, or where is it going to be held at?
You can tune in on the YouTube channel, the city's YouTube channel. You can just go to the city's website, www.cityofsouthfultonga.gov.
Or I can show up where?
At the Southwest Arts Center, Noco Road.
Okay. Because I'm seeing this on here about, what is that? It keeps moving.
I think it's 915 New Hope Road.
Yes, ma'am.
They're hiring some people to start having a regular night live series for Old National Corridor.
Okay, no, so the Friends of the Old National District. And that's what one of the things is. I changed the name from Friday Night Live to District Live. As anyway, it's a concert series, but that's to effectuate all of the entire corridor, districts 5, 6, and 7, as we have 3 parks over there, but the 4th will be on for District 7. It's all on the corridor. The Friends of Old National District as the friends of everything that goes on the corridor, particularly the park system, as advocates on for what's needed for this area specifically, because we are number 1, 2, and 3 on the census tract. We do the things that highlights what's a needs for this area as a whole, and the Friends of the Old National District is friends that as a comprehensive group of everybody from made up of this area that want to see in a collaborative environment to advocate and bring the things to this area, you know what I mean, for our parks of recreation, quality of life, and advocates.
Well, that would be nice. I see Fairburn has theirs every Friday night, every third Friday, and East Point doing their Wednesday. It would be now nice if we got together and did something.
Well, it was already established, and so it's Friday Night Live. That's why I said it'll change it to District Live. So now we'll be able to move it throughout the district on those levels. And so, you know, there was something that was taking place. We just now on the field at Burdette, and so that's why it took place. But this is something that has been happening for 3 years now, and we had a concert down there, the first one with Joey Somerville. So anyway, we're just gonna get the word out more and be more collaborative. And then the people that we already have it in place. The money was already earmarked for it, and so this is something that we're gonna just do other things this year with it. So I don't want y'all to think that this has not happened. It has happened. So this is our 3rd year, and it was going to be greater, and it just had a little hiccups. I'm not even gonna go into that, but the fact of the matter is, it exists, and so and we have things allocated for it, and it's in the record books. But however, we're gonna go ahead and be collaborative and spread it around because that's just what we do. I mean, it's not even that serious. But the objective is for the people, yourselves, to enjoy it and what we brought to the table. That's all I care about. And so, and being in a manner that we're going to do it next year, it's already done. So we already have a lineup for, next year to get through this cycle, and we'll be able to, effectuate it to where y'all be able to see it. And it's all for a purpose. It's not, the concert is just the output, but that's for the people, over the area, free of charge to the community. And, because there's a lot of things that go on at Wolf Creek. There's some people who've never even been to Wolf Creek, never plan on going. But, something can still be enjoyable for the whole family to come out to enjoy. And so this Friday is one of them. And then September 9th, we have the Family Fun Fest. Then we're gonna have another one. And I think closer to October.
Where are those things listed at? I'm sorry. Where's that information at?
You can go on to the district5mewe.org website and see that.
Okay, District 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I just want to let y'all know this ain't nothing new.
Ms. Ruby, do you know how to send a message in the chat to send me your email?
Probably not, but I'll try. Yes, I do.
You just pick my name instead of everyone. Just pick just pick Councilman Reeves' name and I'll get it.
Okay.
Right.
If you just pick Corey Reeves, I'll get. Matter of fact, let me just rename myself and then you'll know who it is.
Yes.
All righty. So where it says 2, just click on the arrow and change it to Tamiko, and you can send me your email and I'll get you the info.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Are there any other questions for the agenda for tomorrow?
I don't think so, but please remind everyone that we have bingo on Friday.
Oh, oh, that was coming. Hey, get this. So Glenn, you know that was coming because get this. That's a whole nother group, right? So if anybody came to the last bingo, y'all know what I'm talking about. So you know what I mean? And that's from 7 to 9.
Is there
And,
anybody else
and
on this call besides Miss Glenda that was at bingo before?
hey, I'm gonna tell y'all want to be a bingo now. That's what I'm saying. We have
Jane has been there. Let me tell y'all something about that. So, who would have known that bingo is the spot to be?
me.
I don't know what's going on with Parks and Rec, with Miss Jones. We've run out of seats in that event. If those of you who know how big that community room is, we ran out of tables and chairs. It's
Now,
so packed in there. We have to put them out the building.
now, hold on, Tamiko. Now, get this. What did I tell y'all before y'all started that? I just want to be very clear now.
He said we needed to do the bingo. We thought he was joking. And the Parks and Recs director and assistant, they hadn't came to see it before because we had it before they got here. So they came and they was like, wow, we need to do this every month. We are trying to get them to roll it out every month, but we don't give away money for people get excited. It's for fun, but we do give away prizes.
Yeah,
and
the best prizes in America.
Miss Jones goes out of her way to find prizes that she think you would like, and she goes shopping and pick out these items for giveaway. And she even upped the game and bought an electronic board for the score to show the scores, and they have popcorn. And I mean, it's just family fun. And we just never thought it would be like that would be the place to be, and people will break their neck to get there, but they do. So Miss Glenda is laughing because she has been part of that. And I hope
Right.
they're gonna have to get some more chairs because I don't know what they're gonna do this time.
No, that's why we're moving it into the gym area itself to accommodate more people. As my suggestion was to get a big tent and do it under there, but they said they didn't want that. But that's fine. They're gonna soon realize how big it really is. I mean, like I said, and this is district live. So you don't want to go to a concert, you can go play bingo. I mean, it's like legitimate, right? There's something for everybody to be a part of in an area that's a safe zone on a Friday night. Facts.
Okay. I have one other question. I know it's not on the flyer, but you will have the shredded truck there on Saturday, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's what they told me. I will confirm that with my guy Rick Jarvis. But yeah, he said he's gonna have a shredded truck. It's gonna be where it be coming down off of the Meadows Way and turn on the Burdett Way. Is that little parking area right in that cut in, and the shredding takes place right there.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be there too.
Okay. And I will see you Thursday, Chandra, for class.
Oh, I thought you was gonna be there tomorrow too. I'm in both. You're not gonna do it bending?
No, I only do one, the Thursday class. You know, I work.
Now, let me say, because I don't think we had a chance to mention it, for those of you who were not able to attend last Monday's meeting. Does anyone that got a chance to go want to comment on that? What they thought about going to see the Candida building?
Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
It's a beautiful building, you guys. This is Chandra. It's down on the Georgia State campus.
Georgia
Tech.
Georgia Tech campus. It's a beautiful green building, topped with beehive, garden on the roof, solar panels, water catchment. The entire building is established so that one could truly be off grid. They return power back to the grid. It is such an innovative building. And I think they are is it number one?
Number one in the world.
Repeat that.
Number one in the world out
Yeah.
of the 28 buildings.
Yep.
It is such a heavenly place and it's very educational. And it shows you how you can live and maintain your life in a much simpler and better way. And what I really liked were those bricks, the porous bricks,
Yes. Yes.
where the water can soak through and be used for other purposes and not run in the sewer drain and causes floods. So when you drive in the area when it's storming, you don't have to fear that. And that's really what our sidewalks probably should have more of, porous bricks, so that we will not be faced with that. Because when it rains in downtown Atlanta, the water backs up and all you have are floods. And you have to drive through that.
Well,
We're
I don't
trying
know
to
if
bring
anyone
them to
noticed that on the agenda, they have the phase 2 of the Old National Sidewalk. So I guess now's the time to comment about it, if that's what y'all want.
Oh, there's.
Uh,
Go
I
ahead.
want some sidewalks up here on Flex Hill Road.
We know that, Jane. That's in
Well, I'm gonna keep
that's already
talking
the T.
about it.
It's
All
already in the
right,
T
praise
spots.
Jesus,
It's put
praise
into the
Jesus.
T
I'm gonna keep
spots
talking
2
about
budget.
it.
It's
I'm
put
gonna
into the
keep
T
talking
spots
about
2
it till
budget,
I
Jane.
do. Okay, thank you, thank you.
It's put into the T
That's
spots
some light.
budget.
That's some grass cut.
oh, that's great. It's already
That's
on
some.
T-Splosh.
Oh, we're gonna get T-Splosh.
Well, isn't the money already there for T-Splosh? Didn't we vote for that?
They do projects in phases. So y'all know how long it's taking to get the next part of Old National done. So, they're not going to do all of the projects all at once. They're going to spread them out between the districts and work on them in an order. So Old National had already started, so they got to finish Old National before they pick up another project.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
I'm asking for
Corey,
them to do that pedestrian bridge because y'all had to wait so long. That goes across Flat Shows and Highway 279. 4 side bridges there. But go ahead.
so I was going to ask you, what is your opinion regarding the project on Buffington Road, where they may or may not tear down the church? Jane, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Tear down what
Yeah,
church?
that was a good meeting. 54:45. 54:45.
Buffington Road.
Mm-hmm.
The
You remember we had
project
that meeting last week?
Oh, you talking about, wait. You talking about the meeting that happened on the 17th?
Yes.
Right. Oh, no. I'm for the project. It's not tearing down the church, it's demolishing the church, putting up some townhomes, affordable townhomes. And I think their price range is from, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 350. But the church will be reconstructed as a church and a community center.
Right. So that's tear down.
That's gonna have That's gonna have workspace, meeting room areas, and areas for people to come,
Recreation.
recreational activities. It's gonna have a walking trail that's gonna around the whole property. It's a benefit to the community, that
Right.
entire project. And they are talking about in that other green space having a community garden. I don't know who can lead that up. Somebody probably who lives up the street on Ravenwoods or something. Who knows? But I'm just saying that they just want to incorporate all of that in the community and the build.
Right.
And so the church would be reconstructed to be there'll be more space for the church, but also to add in the space. And I think their proposal is to put on there a rooftop area where that could be, and a community rental could come rent it for with the activities that they want to have. And so, yeah, I was unable to join the call, but I've seen the presentation.
So
they
how will that
present
affect the
again
traffic
tomorrow.
flow?
I'm sorry, Ms.
That's okay. I'm asking, how will it affect the traffic flow and how many units are they going to build?
20.
20 units.
And what is the square footage for this 350?
Well, it's 2.5 acres of land.
Right, it's a vertical build.
And
Oh,
then,
okay.
right.
Oh, straight up.
And just so happened, the road expansion came right before, so they weren't even expecting that. So I guess that kind of helped out. But it looked like them people land.
Okay, will a left-hand decel lane be necessary?
A right-hand detail lane would be
A right hand, okay.
correct.
Where's
Okay.
the church going to be rebuilt? Where is it going to be placed or rebuilt?
So they currently have a house on that property, and they currently have the church. And so, as the area where the house is, and down that way will be the new church construct.
Okay.
And then the home will be around there, like in a little circle area. And you have access to the track. And which meaning that it will be open for anybody in the community to come and walk on the track. That's to pull up, go park, and go walk along the track area, or walk to the track and walk around.
So that would be parking to walk on the track. And are you going to make sure that the decel lanes are constructed?
Well, absolutely, because one of the things is this, as somebody just mentioned, that the road expansion is going to be taking place at the same time. So that should be coming in, because mine is going to be on going to a 2-lane. And so the expected increase in traffic, and just go ahead and put a decel lane in now. So since that's already getting ready to take place, so you don't have to worry about going back into the future and doing it again in the future.
That's right. Planning for the future is very important, that most
Absolutely.
planners do not include in their presentations.
Correct. And so I'm
And they're supposed to think they're going to build another presentation on Wednesday. Y'all haven't, is there council meeting Wednesday?
Planning Commission.
Oh, the planning committee. Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we need to go to that?
Oh, y'all can, absolutely.
Where is it?
I think it's going to be at the Southwest Arts Center as well.
Yeah, it's at the Southwest Arts.
At 6 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And so the Convention and Visitors Bureau had their meeting today. I did stop by there and just presented everything that we're doing in the 5th district and everything that's going on, and to get more buy-in and participation. And so, and just let them know, and they also to hear what they have going on. The other 2 hotels that are supposed to, we only have 1. So the next 2 is supposed to be online the 4th quarter of 2024. And so there's more motel revenue tax that we will be collecting. And then we have some. So that's another sourceable area of income coming in from developers, that these that have connecting sidewalks, things of that lights going down the street. And so just the improvement of those overall impacted areas. So I look forward, we have a bright future at stake in the other hand. So just ready to get ready to continue to work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So anybody else? Oh, well, on the 30th of August, Wednesday night at CT Martin Recreational Center, the Atlanta's Midnight Basketball Champion will be playing our Balling with a Purpose champion. I reached out to Commissioner Pitts, so from our level that we'll be classing the city that's like playing for the Chairman's Cup. And what that will come with, would it be a Chairman's Cup, a ring to the city, and then it would also come with $5,000 to help with the program. Particularly our program, which I can only speak for, as we feed the students every night that they come. And so, and eventually we want to have an area where it's daycare, as if anybody has a child and just want to participate, that they can come in and their child have somewhere and be safe in the same environment as, and if they want, we want to remove all barriers of excuses for those who want to participate. And so that's what money's out there to go towards, is to help them. Classes do max out at 20 per class. So if there's money there and somebody wants to participate, that, you know, funds can go towards that as a scholarship. And so we want this to be just a holistic approach to meet the needs of what we people here in the city who want to take advantage of the opportunity. And as I stated, we're going through the accreditation process to get the coursework accredited, so it can be continuing education courses, and, you know, and have career opportunities. As the collaborators know already, that the call for this, they already have jobs posted with these titles to possess the basic skills that we're presenting as the basics. So this is the interactive and innovative, and it's in a safe environment, and it's to create an economic bandwidth. So economic vibrant city. And if you go, our mission is, our mission, this DIA's mission is to provide excellent customer service that sustains a safe, interactive, innovative, and economic vibrant city. We have took that mission, wrapped it in a gift, and presented it, and people have taken advantage of it. And so we are literally living up to the mission. And get that, so by living up to the mission, we have literally changed the world. That's a fact. I'm gonna stake on that, people. I cannot help the fact that we literally changed the world. They didn't know that we was changing the world. They was just doing it because it's just the right thing to do. But the team that came together, and we're literally world changers. No pun intended to the church, though, okay? It's just on the same street. That's why the Burdett Conservancy is born, and then you have the Federal Old National District, because it is our duty now to conserve and preserve the land that is historical, that is an historical property. It's instant recognition, and that's what we have going for. And that's why that building, and it's not gonna be called a Cadita building, but that's just that type of building, as we're advocating for, to be here at that field. And you know, that's why we desired a partnership with Georgia Tech, because if they're number one in the world, well, I want to be number one in the world. I'm sure y'all want to be number one in the world. In an area that made world history, it just makes sense.
Well, this is what happens when you put opportunity and imagination together.
Absolutely. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you this. You can, and I dream of this. Y'all have no idea. This, and I just be honest with you. This is the next 4 years.
And Miss Collins, add creation in there. Add creation in there, Miss Collins.
Okay. That's right. Let's stretch these brains.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And to me, it's gonna happen as what this will bring to this city is the most unique. I want that city of innovation. I want to be a city of innovation. I want that designation. And so that's my personal, what I really want is for this city to be a city of innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with a whole lot of everything to this city. And so, and to be known for that, that's just something that would be, it would make the constituency proud
Mm-hmm.
as a whole.
Can y'all see the pictures of the outside of the building?
Yes.
So, just to give those who didn't attend last week a quick overview, what you see here is, let me see if I can make it bigger. Alrighty, so can y'all see it bigger? Did it get
Yes.
bigger? Okay, thank you. So what you see here is the solar panels. So the building is what you would call off the grid because they generate their own everything. So the solar panels generate over 220 something wattage of power. They only need 100%. So they can generate enough power for a whole nother building and a half. So not only do they generate their own power, but these things that look like they're poles or rims under it are actually gutters. So the solar panels are slanted to catch the water and drop it into these gutters and catch the rainwater to help run the water for the facility. So they purposely like stage which way to like put the building against the sun to help with capturing the heat or sunlight or keeping the windows building. So they have window guards on here to help with keeping the sunlight shaded out, but to help with heating the building. They do not have a HVAC system in this building. So they have ceiling fans, but they also collect the heat and air. And so that was amazing to find out they don't even have heat and air and you don't even notice. So
Great.
they the ground inside the building has heat, and they can make the ground cooler or they can make it hotter depending on the temperature control that they want to keep in the building. They also have used the grounds as wildlife. They've been certified to have wildlife, the different flowers and everything that they have in there. Upstairs, they have a garden on the rooftop. They have a beehive on the rooftop. They use wood and they reused parts from a church that was being demolished. They reused trees that fell on the grounds at Georgia Tech. They made stairs out of the ends of the plywood they cut off. They don't have flushing toilets. They have foam toilets.
Compost.
That's your favorite part, isn't it, Tamiko?
That
That's
is,
your favorite
I'm
part. You
amazed.
saved that one for last. That's your favorite part.
I'm amazed by that. I was like, everybody go see the
Compost,
bathroom.
Right.
So they have walking trails around the building. So they landscaped it to look nice, but even the way they built the walls helps for the water to run down the walls and collect. You think that the ground is there just to be ground, but it's not. It helps. They have rocks and the solids that help collect the rainwater as well. So they run off of rainwater. This is a side view, I guess. Can y'all see the pictures changing?
Yes, yes.
So this is the inside. They have different lights. Those are the rainwater poles. Oh yeah, they also have a 3D printing that they use from the recycle, and they have a 7-bin recycler. Like 7 different trash bins for recycling. So those are the parts of the ceiling fans and the lights. And so because they have a lot of windows, that helps with natural lighting as well. They have classrooms. That's the garden, but the garden is full right now, so you don't see any of that ground. But if you notice, they got the rocks in between, and they self-generate water to take care of the plants. And so that's the bricks, where the bricks, you think they're just there to be nice, but it's actually there to help with the water. And if you see like the ridges on the wall, the silver ridges, that's to help for the water to run down the walls when it rains. So it's just the fact that they made the design to absorb things that you just didn't know. You just think it's regular air because they built it that way, but it's not. It was actually a purpose in it.
So let me get to this portion. As y'all see all those great features, this is what they call a livable building. And so, many people have that they have shelf life, so some buildings, but this right here is a livable building. And some folks have life cycles, but this is a life building. Says, how much does this cost? Well, this particular building cost $25 million 4 years ago. Now, all that seems like a much. Ask them about the cost savings of maintaining that building over 4 years and what it produces and how it gives back, as they can get energy credits and things of that nature. Of what that $25 million investment translate to in overall return? What did they get in return? That's what the key portion of this is. And so, as a $25 million investment, that I saved them over $100 million and everything else. And so, but because the initial investment of one of these is the upfront cost is high, but the facility maintenance of the building is over time diminishes severely. So I just say this is the investment. What would this type of building cost us to bring down here? About $40 million.
Okay,
That's
may
no
I
money
say
to me.
one thing? Yeah.
That's no money to me. And so, because the investment of that is what we will be having a return on over the life cycle. As long as this is a city, as long as it's down there, as long as we had a bird at conservancy. And so it's something that is well worth it for now and into the future. Because as you said earlier, planning for the future is key and vital. This is planning for the future.
Another important factor is, what they did was they brought in a lot of the homeless people. I don't know if they were men or women, and helped them train them and help them construct portions of this building. So I thought that was a plus.
I forgot about that. And they actually got jobs out of this.
Yeah. Yes.
It's called workforce. We have a whole workforce academy. See, I don't understand something. Everything that we're doing is directly related to everything we're doing. So this building out there will be housing out there, and we will be having, and the future, as our maintenance staff has the ability to take these courses and everything else, and eventually they'll be here, right? And so, as that's the key fact, because we do have a homeless population, and we do have a program for them to get back on their feet. And then we also have Ms. Jessica Lewis, who is bringing the knowledge over there to what green construction is. And now that's another opportunity to have people in the green trade as well. The future is limitless on what we have to offer to this entire city and to this entire region and to the world. What's up, Mr. Vega, my brother? How you doing, Doc? Yeah, man, how's everything? Cool, man. So, and so that's what I'm just saying that we have here and what we are embarking upon as we continue down this path. Yeah. So I'm just saying, these are the facts. And so, and we're going to continue down this way as I just think we cannot negate what we have in our hands
I
as the
mean,
opportunity.
I know you're getting ready to close up, but I just want to say, if y'all think, you know, we rolled out a lot over these last couple of years, then we still have some more things that have not come out yet. So I'm excited for what is on the way for 2024. I literally just sat down with Parks and Recs to work on expanding the trade program. That's mainly on the old National Corridor. Like, we have environmental stuff coming. We have some commercial buildings and businesses coming. We have some jobs coming that we've been working on to get ready for, that if they're not out by the end of the year, they'll be coming probably early next year. So I'm just really excited for the projects. We also forgot to tell you that our interns finished up class. I mean, their summer program with us. So we were excited for them. They came in and researched the ordinance of what we had versus Union City and College Park to try to bring in the container or cottage homes into the city. We do already have it in place to do the additional unit in your yard for one container home. I mean, not container home, cottage home. But we still have to get it in place to do the little community of container homes. But cottage homes, I keep mixing it up. But anyone who wanted to build a cottage home in their yard could potentially put in to do that now. We just have to work on doing the whole neighborhood version paperwork to get that zoning corrected. But so just stay tuned, everybody. We'll just keep rolling out some stuff and just hold on. We're working on a lot of things from an environmental standpoint, jobs, training. We got the grant group. So we just have a lot of things that I think a lot of times people don't realize how much stuff we are doing as a district. But if you happen to notice the news of what's positive in the last couple of months, it's been District 5. So just keep an eye out. We are fighting for a lot of things that people just don't notice what we're fighting for.
And as absolutely right, as General Leverett is, she directs the whole nonprofit cohort. But let me just tell y'all this too. Next Monday and Tuesday, Grant Writing USA will be here for 2 days of training. So Tamika will light them upon there.
Yes, for those of you who want to get official training, please consider signing up for the Grant Writing USA class. I'm gonna put the website in here for you to go look at it if you'd like to see it, the details about it. We're doing the grant writing class, 2-day class next week, and then we'll be coming back in like November, I believe, and doing the grant management class. I'll be putting the flyer in the newsletter that you'll be getting tomorrow, and that one will have a code to get a discount off of registering for the class in the newsletter if anybody wants to take the class. But they are an organization that goes around the cities throughout the US and do training with the actual government, MARTA, They do a lot of training on federal grants and funding and management. And so it's a very good class to go to. They have the support of a lot of government agencies to come out and do their training.
Mhm.
Wow. Hey, to me, this is Chandra. I wanted to revisit the ordinance, updating of the ordinance to allow for cottage homes to be built in the city of South Fulton. You said that is being worked on with you and Councilman Reeves as well as others.
So what happened is we did a grant proposal to bring in the interns for the summer. So under the Partnership for Innovation, they were we got 2 interns for the entire summer, and Georgia Tech sponsored them. Their final presentation is how we got to see the Candida building. But their projects were to pay attention to what we could do from a sustainable part from a cottage home and a container home or building. What were they to research and pay attention to in our ordinance that was holding us from being able to do that? So part of their assignment was they had to read the ordinance, they had to sit with community development and regulatory affairs, they had to sit like with Suzette about the containers, they had to go 2 weeks in the field with Booker T. Washington to see how he was building over off of Godby Road. They had to go to economic development meetings, different department meetings, council meetings, all that stuff, and understand how government works. And they had to do the research of reviewing the different ordinances from the other cities and then come back with the recommendations of how to proceed. So that's where it ended. That was about a week or 2 ago. So now we have to take their recommendations and see how we can implement them into what the city could do.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, it will truly, and not that I'm in a container home right now, I live in a house, but simply put, you could have a home that is built on less land and have a community, a holistic community, in that the homes are far more energy efficient than the majority of our homes, and also still maintain that communal effect, but they are able to, the new homeowners will be able to save on utility and be eco-friendly. So for me, it's a win-win situation. I truly love the idea.
Amika, this Miss
Absolutely, absolutely. And then let me say this too, is they think that that's where it stops, but the PIN program is a program that's a continuation to achieve an ultimate objective on what they want to bring out there to the communities. So we have built a sustainable relationship with the PIN program, who operates out of the Candida building down at Georgia Tech. And so you see, is that this is not an ending to anything, but it's the beginning of something. And remember, our ultimate objective is to have that building. I cannot let nobody forget that, is to have that building down at the field down at Burdett. And so, as the collaboration, and let me just say this, and see, and we have to give the credit where the credit is due, because this comes from a grant that General Levis put out and did last year now. And this is what's born out of that. And so it's amazing when you can just write one little simple grant and look at what is the end result out of doing that? As we now have a sustainable relationship with the PEN program to achieve an objective of what we want to overall see in our communities through a national institution recognized for their engineering and their innovative concept through Georgia Tech. Can we give a round of applause? Hey, round of applause.
Absolutely.
And so,
I have
because
a
we cannot
question,
negate that.
Corey.
I will here to answer your question, darling.
I want to go back to make sure I heard right. Did Tamika say that we might be able to build a college house in our backyard?
Well, we already have cottage homes on the it's already regulated. It's up to 400 square feet. Right. So we're talking about the cottage home communities as, you know, for an entire subdivision regulation. So yes, you could build a cottage home in your backyard. Some people call them, she said, what's the name, shacks, but those type of man caves and all that other stuff. It's those kind of concepts, and that's already existing on the books. But as far as a community subdivision, cottage homes. But we want to go further beyond the cottage homes. And it says we want the cottage homes and new concepts of building like container homes, which are not mobile homes or not none of that other stuff, but they have a whole international building code associated with it that now allows for communities, municipalities, and planners to put on the land use map of in their comprehensive plan of their municipalities. That's what that's about.
But Corey, I just want to clear one thing up. So is it possible if I have the land, I could put a college home in my backyard?
Absolutely.
Thank
do that
you.
right now.
That's what I need to know.
Yes,
One.
absolutely.
Just one.
Right, just one.
I got it.
Square feet.
Right. Not five of them. Right.
That's one. Thank you.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, look here. It is 7:38. We do appreciate that. All what you do, and we're gonna go ahead and end this call. And just remember, and we started to that, you know what I mean? We're gonna hang around after a little bit after the call if you want to talk after about anything other than so it's just something that we started out that just happened to be upon from last week. And so the great things that came out of that. And so we'll hang around a few minutes after.